10 minutes already? Jesus. Yeah, we're gonna go over again. Okay. Oh, I'll just have to make it in 2 videos. Interact to start. This is the first page. Page entered, guessed incorrect equals false. Place sensitive equals false. Flash equals false. Game equals false. And power off. The reason why I run all of these things is just a safety measure. In case you get the game wrong, basically switch page back to 1 to the interactive state. We could actually also have this at the top to make it make more sense. Not hash power, so if it's powered off, counter timer 2. I only add the counter timer in case, you guessed incorrect. We don't want it to be able to start again instantly. And we say interacted, switch page 2. Okay, so we go to page 2. So, first, once, this is the amount of times you want the place to flash or the sequence or whatever to go. Make it however you want. We only need to name it once. So once in the entire lifespan of this thing. Now let's say when page entered, this runs the code once. Cause the new side of the line to run once every time the page is on is switched to. So if we go power on, that's why the thing moves up. You don't need this technically, but it's just a cool visual effect. Display. Now this is a interesting line of code. It's style bold. You don't need this. You can also go style italic or whatever. It just makes the UI look nicer. I say plus, and then we make a new text variable. We call it message at world position above plus worlds up. So this just allows you to display your custom messages. So once we enter the page, it's powered itself on. The effect goes up. Essentially, power on and off is this. So we want it to go up, and then we give it a little bit of a time to make the animation finish. We say started to message equals to ready. Hey, are you ready? And then actually there's a bug in here. I'm gonna make it run here actually, yeah. I believe you want it to run here. I'll have to test it real quick afterwards. Yeah, I want it to run down here. Because this only runs the first time. You could actually also just make it run once, I think. Unless you want it to be repeatable, then But anyway. Countdown is less than 6, so this is for each message, basically. Less than 6, started to message is ready. It starts on a ready message. Countdown timer 1, loop, so the countdown goes 1 second, it keeps going up. So notice we start at 2 is because I wanted to have 2 seconds before it actually starts displaying the next message. We could also just make this go countdown timer 2 and then loop it, but whatever. Start 2 countdown equal to 2. This is only start 2 means it only runs once when it's on when this line equals true. We say message equals 3, and then it goes up. 3 equals 2, 4 equals 1, and 5 equals start, and 6 equals empty, and then we start the game. Now when game starts, current number is greater than total times, so total times is this thing. So if the current number, which is basically the guessed correct number, is greater than 5, so if it's to 6, it switches page to the complete section. So this is just for game over. Started to plate amount equals attachment count. So this is essentially 4 right now. So it says, all right, you have 4 plates. So that's the total amount of a randomizer. This is basically used for the randomizer later. We'll get into it later. Assign number equals to total number. So this is the amount of numbers that we want to assign. So essentially assigns actually from the last number first. It goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because here it goes assign number equals greater than 0. Started to says message equals creating puzzle. So it's telling the player, hey, I'm creating my puzzle. Play a nice little charge up effect at the position above its head with a smaller scale because the effect is quite big. Counter down 0.5 loop. We could also make this 0.1. But we just want to give the tile sets enough time to be able to run its code as well to to assign the numbers. Random equals random number 1 to plate amount. So we only have 4 plates. Otherwise, if you run 5, it's gonna be we're gonna have a missing plate essentially. For each attachment, Current index is basically, I'm running this loop, so it tells it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but we want to be able to grab one inside of there, you know, we want to, so we say current index equal to random, so we just said random number. I say it's 3, so it goes 1, 2, 3. Oh, this guy's 3. So 3 is assigned number equals to the number that I just have assigned, and then we remove it to the next one. So let's say I want to assign the fifth, the first plate that the player should step on. It basically goes into, okay, so let's say pick a random number, let's say 4. And we want to assign it to number 5. It just goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4. Your number is 5. And it goes, the assigned number goes down. So it wants to assign the 4th number now. So it, and again, runs the loop and it says, okay, random number again. So let's say this time it's 1. So it goes into the loop again for each. And the current index equals to 1. Then it tells you, oh, your number is 4. And it goes down until it reaches 0. So then this line is, by the way, not nested. You got to make sure that your nesting is all correct. Assigned number less than or equal to 0, then we basically have to start the game with flashing. Start to current number equals to 1. Current number is basically the I think it's the sequence you're in. So you need, the first time you only have to step on 1, but the second time you have to step on 2, and the third time you have to step on 3. This is the thing that is telling it. Active number is the one that in after each flash you have to step on, which we'll get into it, and the message equals to empty, obviously. This is, by the way, just a spacebar. You cannot name it nothing, I think. Maybe you can, I don't know, I just name it spacebar for easier use. Flash equals true. Now flash is also only nested under game. You have to make sure everything down here is nested under game. Flash start to active number equals 1, play a burst effect, and tells us we're starting the flashing effect. Or also usually means you're finished with standing at a pressure place anyway. Start 2, count timer 1, message equals watch closely. So it tells us about, hey, watch me closely. Flash number is less than current number. So this is the number that we want to flash. Count timer 1 loop, flash increment by 1. Now this flashing, remember, all runs in the plate number here as well. So if assigned number equal to owner flash, this is where we're telling it to flash essentially. So if it's flash, kind of on loop increment. However, if the flash number has reached the current number, we run an else one where it says countdown timer 1. And plate sensitive equals to true, message is blank, and flash, so we stop flashing when we go into the next section, which is plate sensitive. Remember, this is only connected under game. I don't want to put this under flash. Start to message equals guess. If message is not equal to thing, blank, it'll just take 2 seconds and it'll return to blank. So this is just so because this basically runs down here, we get message correct, and we don't want it to display it all the time. So we want it to display for 2 seconds, you guess correct. We can also make this to 1 second just to make it a little bit quicker. So guess correct, as we can remember, this thing runs again here. If you stepped on it correctly, owner guess correct at 1. So if guess correct is increased, start to active number equals 1, so we wanted the player to step on the next one, and we also just tell the player, we first blank it just so this countdown timer gets reset, and then we message equals correct. I don't think it actually resets properly, probably not, with the way how Spark runs code, but hey, whatever. Active number is greater than current number, so let's say current number equals 2. In this sequence, you'll have to step on 2 plates. But if the active number now is 3, so we've already clicked on all of them, your current number increases, flash number equals 0, the flash restarts the cycling, and the plate sensitive equals false. So it just tells us going to the next flashing sequence. Now, guessed incorrect is run under plate sensitive, yeah. So this you have to make sure it's under sensitive. Play sound negative UI tone. Flash number equals 0, active number equals 0, current number equals 0, message was false, and we just basically go back to start. That is why we're running all of these lines first. So that's for this first and second page. Now we remember earlier, we told it that if its current number equals greater than total times, we go to the third page, which is complete. So page entered, play sound, code ID puzzle, I think solved or whatever. Play champion, scale 2, you can all changes, game equals false, so we can say duration timer 3. Congratulations. You can also run other lines of code, basically like lighting up, you know, your other objects, whatever, it's all go in here. And that's how to make Simon. How much time did that take? 20 minutes, Jesus. So yeah, it basically works. You can make as many as you want. And yeah, that's how you make Simon in Spark. A little bit complicated. I also want to show you. See that creating puzzle was a bit, you know, shorter? Let's say I add 15 times. This would essentially have to run 7.5 seconds, I think, since I do a loop of 0.5 seconds. You could lower it to make it faster, but it might cause more errors, maybe. I'm not sure, but you know. That's taking a little time. So now I have 15 sequence. Okay, so press on one, correct, watch closely, goes to the second one. Oh wow, okay. Same one. Bing, bada bing, bada boom. So we'd essentially have to go up 15 times. If I guessed incorrect, I'll have to start all over again. By the way, now this game is flashing. I step on the code, right? But it's not telling me that I'm stepping on it wrong, because I stepped on it during the flash sequence. So, you know, I can do that. But anyway, I'm a bit lazy, so I don't want to continue. I'm just gonna finish it. And yeah, that's how Simon is created. Anyway, have fun, and see ya.